Vegetarian this week is a singer who hit the top of the American charts with a song called Touch Me all night long, which is one reason why I'm hanging onto this wheel so tightly. We've come upriver to Kingston upon Thames where she lives, and since rather surprisingly, she's even more successful in America than she is here, I've decided to cook her something that I first tasted in America. It's beautiful bonat and bell pasta with kasha, or buckwheat, and glazed chestnuts, topped with freshly grated parmesan, and a salad of sweet roasted peppers. Cathy Dennis's recent single, Why, went straight into the top 20, but it's her success in America which is really outstanding. She's the first British female artist to have 4 American top 10 hits from one album. You're such a hit in America. What is it about your music that the Americans like so much?
Oh, I'd like to put it down to something in particular, but I think it's really just been luck.
I think you're too modest. Do you think it has anything to do with your wild titles, like Come On and Get My Love?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I try.
Well, I love them. Tell me, what about eating over there? You being a vegetarian, is it easy or is it difficult?
I generally find it quite difficult. I think certainly on the East Coast and in the Midwest, I usually tend to finish up living on things like cheese sandwiches. But things get a bit easier in California. They're a bit more geared towards being a bit more open-minded.
Well, we're going to be open-minded now. We're going to your brand new kitchen and cook something really wild, shall we?
Definitely.
And for our super pasta dish, we're going to need pasta shape, campanelle, bonat, or whatever else you can find in the shop. And we're going to serve it with kasha, beautiful buckwheat groats, cooked in vegetable stock with glazed chestnuts, butter tossed with finely chopped ginger and spring onion, and hot spices, red pepper flakes, paprika, cinnamon, and just a touch of soy. And with it, we're going to serve a lovely salad of roasted yellow, red, and green peppers with chopped garlic and herbs. I beat you to it. I've cooked even before you in your own kitchen.
That's right. I've just moved in and I haven't had a chance to cook here yet. So.
Well, it's a lovely kitchen. I've enjoyed it. I've had the pasta on, and I've drained it. We've got our pretty shapes here. And the kasha is on, browning absolutely beautifully.
What is kasha?
Kasha is buckwheat groats, a kind of marvelous grain. And we're going to put our vegetable stock in and let that simmer down. But in the meantime, I'm going to saute some chestnuts in butter with some chopped ginger and some spices.
That sounds wonderful.
Do you like ginger?
I do. I love ginger.
I like ginger, and it gives such a good taste to this. And here's our chestnuts. And that'll start.
This is really interesting because you're using loads of ingredients that I would have never used before, like, well, chestnuts and buckwheat. I've bought buckwheat before, but I've just left it in a bag, and a few months later I remembered what it is. And
it makes a marvelous vegetable, like couscous does, and like any grain does. And we're going to put in some spices. We've got paprika here, because we want these quite well seasoned. We've got crushed chilies, hot red pepper flakes, not too much of that. And then cinnamon. Here again we go kind of Middle European, Middle Eastern. And it gives, you won't taste cinnamon really in the dish, but it'll give a nice warm flavor to it. And a little soy. Now that's not very Middle European, but it does give a nice fillip to it. Let those glaze. This is simmering down nicely.
so how long did you brown the buckwheat for before?
5 minutes,
5 minutes.
only. And then we're going to be cooking this over a pretty hot flame for 10 minutes until all that liquid boils down and it's almost dry. And that's the only tricky thing in the recipe. Otherwise, it's a terribly, terribly simple recipe. Now, those are done, and we're just going to put those in there like that. And that will be our kind of sauce for our pasta. Now we have that dish clean, so I'm going to take my pasta, and we're just going to warm these up for a moment. You're going to have to make this tomorrow. Who are you inviting over?
Or you can come again if you like.
All right, I'll come again. Here we go. Here's our plate. We're going to serve it here. And then we're going to spoon over our sauce.
It does smell amazing.
Quite different from any pasta dish you've seen, no? And here's our little garnish of peeled Italian tomatoes, just to give us a little color and a little different texture. And our chopped green of the spring onion, again to give us color and texture. And then some grated Parmesan cheese. And there we are. Well, there we are, Cathy. The first meal served in your beautiful new house.
And it's absolutely delicious.
God, please.
Very unusual. I can really taste the ginger.
Oh, glad you liked it. There's a free fact sheet containing 10 original